Alright guys, what is up? We want to do, I want to do a short clip of some first gen Cummins, a little bit of diagnosis, question answering, things like that. So we got the 92 right here, and hopefully you can hear me over the 12 valve singing. But essentially this truck's got an A518, and this is primarily what this is about. Whenever I go to put the truck in gear in the mornings, after I let it warm up even, there's a delayed engagement in the gear. I've had my old truck that was also an A518 automatic, and whenever it did, I had it once whenever the fluid was not even touching the dipstick, and this was after I came back from my trip to Pennsylvania, which was a couple months, and that was because the converter leaked down or leaked back into the pan, so all the fluid went back into the pan, and the dipstick O-ring where it meets down to the transmission was actually bad, so the fluid all came out of that O-ring. I didn't even know it. It was parked on gravel. I would have never known. And basically I drove the truck one time, and it basically had no trans fluid on the dipstick, and that feeling was so weird. And this truck's giving me the exact same feeling. So it has no guts. As soon as you have to give it a lot of throttle to get it to go. My old truck with proper fluid and everything, well, it also had an aftermarket converter, so that changes everything. Torque converter is a big deal. But it would idle at like 15 miles an hour. So this one feels like a rubber band, like all other A518s. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trans fluid. You want to make sure it's on level ground and in neutral, so the converter is spinning. So, and you want to make sure it's up to temperature. I think we're getting close to being up to temp right now. I'm just going off engine coolant temp, so we are finally off where the C was at, so it's definitely moved down some now. We got everything else in here, but it's in neutral. I've got the truck wheel chocked on the front and the back. Obviously I don't want it popping out of gear, so I'm gonna try and do this one-handed. Okay, just as I expected. I'm sure you guys can see that. Let me switch hands so you can get a better view. Basically it's low, so it's about a 1/4 inch at least under the minimum OK line. So the more it warms up, the less it's probably even gonna have. It's probably gonna go farther down on the stick, even more than this. So we need to put some trans fluid in this thing. It's good that it's on the stick, but it is low, like I said, so we definitely need some. All right, so I changed my mind. I went ahead and put some low viscosity high guard in it. It took, I don't know, maybe like a 1/4 to like a 1/4 of a quart. Almost half of a quart, probably more like it. But I can already tell. Let's go ahead and pop up in here, roll down the window a little bit. So if I go ahead and put it in reverse, before it really wouldn't pop into reverse, like I wouldn't even know it. So it's already, it's like pushing through the brakes. So that's already way better. Okay, I'll try to weasel my way out of where I'm at. Kind of in a tight spot. But, okay, so it pops into drive really good. That's good. So this is already having way better manners than it did previously. And that's what a lot of people with 518s, they'll come to realize is they're not even, they don't even have the right fluid level in there. So these things are terrible as is, let alone without the right fluid level. It's really not going to have any good manners. So we'll go from a stop, we're just in drive. so it's starting to creep along. I'm already probably going 5 miles an hour, which before, I wish I would have taken before videos, it would not move at all if I didn't have my foot on the pedal. I'm on flat ground, my driveway, if anything, I'm going uphill. My driveway is not slanted whatsoever. I mean, it's almost reading, it came off the dial on the speedo, so it's going 10 miles an hour. So that versus 0, that's already way better, but that's just a reminder, guys. Check your fluids real well. Make sure you're doing it properly. I've talked to a bunch of guys, and they usually have manual trucks, and they'll get in one of these and they think they can just check it in park, and there actually is a difference in fluid level reading from park to neutral. So that's a very good thing to note, and it will affect your driving performance, I guess, in a first gen with an A518 or 727 in it. So we're gonna go ahead and take it on a test drive through town, but there you go. If your A518, if it doesn't feel like it pops into gear at all and doesn't idle on its own without moving, I mean, just check your fluids. It's something that small. Next, with this truck, we'll probably go over pulling the pan and adjusting the bands and putting a new filter on and doing a fluid change. So it'll just patch it until we have to put something else in it. Okay, I'm on a back road right now, but I'm gonna try and see if I can get a video for you guys, because this thing used to, whenever you used to start getting into it and getting under boost, it would like slip going into each gear. You could feel it like kind of fall on its face into each gear, but it pulls way better now. It's already hit 60, 65, like that. That's way better. Like, it holds the gear and it doesn't like feel like it's almost hesitating to go into each gear. It almost come in and out. So just had to give you a little note on that too. That's a difference that I've noticed just with a little bit of fluid being off. I mean, it's ridiculous. So this was your A518 tech tip of the day, or tech video of the day, I guess. So number 1 first gen lesson, check your fluids, guys. I know I need to do it more often. It never hurts to do it. So we will see you guys later. Keep kicking it old school. Peace out.